She was a single mother. Alone. Tired. Locked down for months. And one Sunday night, something inside her snapped, not in anger, but in hunger. A hunger for freedom. For silence. For the sound of clippers grazing scalp. And so, she handed the scissors to her teenage son, and told him to begin. Hi, my soft little hummingbirds. Tonight's story isn't about a client who found me on YouTube. No. This one's different. It's about a woman who found herself, with nothing but a bathroom mirror, a plastic stool, and the courage to finally say, now. Let me tell you about her. It was a Sunday night. The air outside was still, and the soft hum of the news played in the background. She sat on the couch, arms folded, the light of the television casting pale shadows across the walls. The anchor's voice was steady as he announced it. The lockdown has been extended another month. She didn't flinch. Not anymore. 3 months of being indoors. 3 months of blending into silence. She was a single mother, corporate job, remote meetings, and endless multitasking. And Rohan, her 15-year-old son, was living in a digital bubble, PlayStation marathons, Netflix binges, and exactly zero interest in textbooks. She walked toward the bathroom and flicked on the light. The mirror greeted her like an old friend. There they were, her long, black waves tumbling halfway down her back. Shiny. Neatly parted. Tamed. She picked up her hairbrush and ran it through slowly, methodically. The bristles whispered through her strands. And then it hit her. What if I shaved it all off? The thought, wild and untamed, settled deep into her gut. It wasn't the first time she'd thought about it. That curiosity had lived in her for years. But something always stopped her. What will people say? What will they think? But now, no one would see her. The world was locked behind screens. It was her chance. Her breath quickened. She reached up, grabbed a thick section of hair in both hands, and held it in front of her eyes. Her heart pounded. I want this gone. But she knew she couldn't do it herself. Not completely. So she made a decision. The next morning, at 8 a.m., she walked into her son's room. He was still under the covers, half asleep, fingers curled around a controller. Beta, she said gently, will you do something for me? He peeked out from his blanket. Only if it's not groceries. She smiled. Not groceries. A haircut. He blinked. Wait, what? You want me to cut your hair? Yes. Like, really cut it? She nodded. Yes. Today. In the bathroom. He sat up. Okay. But, how short? She hesitated. Shoulder length. To start. They gathered the tools, kitchen scissors, a wide-toothed comb, a cape that used to be an old towel. She placed the stool in front of the mirror, tucked her hair behind her ears, and sat down. Rohan stood behind her, uncertain but curious. He held the scissors awkwardly. You sure? He asked. I'm sure. He gently gathered the hair at the nape of her neck. Thick, dark, cascading. She felt a nervous tingle crawl across her spine. And then, snip. The first cut was slow, hesitant. The scissors chewed through the dense hair, struggling. She felt a jolt through her scalp. A section of hair slipped forward and landed on her lap like a ribbon of silk. Her breath caught. He cut another, and another, until her shoulders were clear. The bathroom floor began to fill with black strands. How does it look? He asked. She looked up. Her hair, now jagged and choppy, hovered near her shoulders. It's a start. She smiled. But I want it shorter. How short? She raised her hand to just below her ears. Here. He nodded. This time, the scissors worked faster. He cut around her ears, letting the locks fall unevenly to the floor. She felt each one like a small surrender. Her scalp tingled with exposure. Hair slipped down her collar, tickling her skin. She shivered. When he finished, she looked in the mirror. A neat bob. But still not enough. Can you give me a fringe? Rohan smiled. I was going to say the same thing. He combed her hair forward, carefully selecting the right length. The first snip echoed too loud in the quiet room. Tiny tufts fell across her face. Her reflection looked younger. Wilder. And still, something stirred in her chest. Pixie, she said softly. What? Pixie cut. Can you try? He swallowed hard. I'll do my best. He changed the angle of the scissors, working shorter and tighter. The sides went up above her ears. He shaped the back, tapering it to hug her neck. The fringe stayed. Shorter now. Delicate. He stepped back. It looks amazing. And it did. She tilted her head, touched the nape of her neck. I want it all gone. Rohan froze. You mean, bald? Yes. He blinked. Are you sure? She nodded. More than anything. He disappeared into his room and came back with his trimmer. Cordless. Sharp. He switched it on. The buzz filled the room. She closed her eyes. And he placed the clippers at her temple. The vibration was immediate, soothing and brutal at once. He ran the clippers straight through the pixie. Hair rained down in tufts. She gasped. Her skin felt cool, exposed. Alive. He moved behind her, clearing the crown, the sides. Her hair fell like confetti around the stool. Soon, she was nearly bald, just a shadow of stubble. He changed the guard, smoothing everything to a perfect buzz. Then, he took a razor. Last step, he whispered. Warm shaving cream. Careful hands. Stroke by stroke, he shaved her head smooth. She watched in awe as her reflection changed. No hair. No hesitation. Just her. Beautiful. Unburdened. Free. She reached up and touched her scalp. Soft. Radiant. Powerful. Tears filled her eyes, but not from sadness. Relief. She turned to her son. Thank you, Beta. He grinned. You look like a superhero. She laughed. Maybe she was. That night, she didn't wear a scarf. Didn't hide under the covers. She lay with her scalp against the pillow, skin to air. And dreamed, not of crowds, not of noise. But of silence. Of surrender. Of the sound of scissors. And everything they set free. Sometimes, my hummingbirds, transformation doesn't wait for permission. It asks with trembling hands. And answers with a blade. Let this story sit with you tonight. And if you ever find yourself staring in the mirror, asking what if? You already know the answer. If you love this story, then subscribe to my channel and like video.